first time it's ever happened.
I still couldn't care less.
I mean, that is incredible.
Why?
Because a man who's become a blue, that's what us university types call those who succeed in sport.
Yeah.
A blue, right?
Yeah. You didn't go to university.
Sorry?
You didn't go to university.
I went for an interview to Brasenose College, Oxford.
That doesn't make you a university type, does it?
If I'd have chosen, I could have gone there. So
you would have been so out of place at Oxford University. You would have been laughed at, sneered at.
Why? Who by?
By all the toffs that go there.
Don't be ridiculous.
Because you're not a toff.
Only a third of them are toffs, and the rest of them are like working class boys who come up through grammar schools.
That is absolute rubbish.
We had
it's the other way round.
I had a French teacher at the King's School Chester, and I remember his name, Ian Mellor.
Ian Mellor,
because a few years later, Liverpool had a forward called Ian Mellor, but it wasn't the same guy.
It wasn't the same one.
But this guy was big and gangly with a mop of unruly hair.
Right.
And he was the ultimate working class hero. I'm not joking.
Was he the sort of road to Wigan Pier type?
He came from Oldham, actually, quite near Wigan, but Oldham. So it was it's sort of like Lancashire, big
northern intellectual.
I'll tell you, I got down to Oxford, and I'm some of them people there.
Was it Ruskin College where the trade union used to send people?
Yeah, well, Ruskin College was set up for the trade union movement and by the Labour Party, and I think John Prescott went there.
Yes.
But anyway, he went to a proper, Oxford College and studied languages and got a very good degree and then became a teacher at my school.
Right.
But he was the ultimate working class hero. So, for instance, he just hated anybody who had ever done anything good in life or had come from a decent home. So, in the staff car park at the King's School Chester, he had the guy who was the art teacher, had all these great paintings in his house and drove around in a Bentley and all this kind of stuff because he was a part-time teacher and full-time art historian,
and tough.
Yeah, we had another guy called Charlie Fox, who, funny enough, was head of the rowing team, but he was also a classics teacher who drove around in a Jaguar. Because
has anyone from your rowing team ever made it into the Oxford or Cambridge
Loads of
them,
literally, yeah. My headmaster in those days, Mr. Monday, spent 3 consecutive...
Mr. Monday?
Yeah, Mr. Monday, M-U-N-D-A-Y. He spent 3 consecutive years on the launch that the headmasters are invited onto to follow the cruise when one of their boys is in the
Did
eight.
they go to the Henley Regatta as well then?
Oh, we won the Henley Regatta a couple of times.
Really?
Oh, the King's School Chester had a fantastic rowing school, rowing club, and in fact, we used to win one called the Head of the River Race on the River Dee every year. And in fact, one year, believe it or not, when I was about 9, I won the prize for selling the most programmes on the riverbank for the Head of the River Race.
Why would you get a prize for that?
Well, because, it raised funds for the school.
But you weren't at the school then?
Yeah, I was, yeah. I was at school.
At King's School Chester when you were 9?
From the age of 8.
I thought it was a secondary school.
It was a junior and secondary, 8 to 18.
What, so you didn't go to primary school at all?
Yeah, I did. I went to one before I went to the King's School Chester at 8.
The King's School Chester has, a prep school then?
Yeah, junior school,
You told me you went to a prep school.
I did, before I went to the King's School Chester.
So you went to a prep school from what age? 5?
Yeah, about that, yeah. Yeah.
See, none of this makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway,
it's 5-0, by the way, up at Celtic now.
5-0, yeah. It looks like they're going to win the Scottish Premier League.
Yeah, another good prediction of yours.
But anyway, so...
why are we talking about this, anyway?
I'm not sure where we got to on this one. Why was I talking about...
you were telling me about how exciting the boat race is.
I was telling you about Ian Mellor. Ian Mellor, the French teacher. So, when he turns up on day 1... I'm not joking, he turned up in this van, and it was a Morris Minor van.
Oh, I remember those,
Morris Minor van. A complete and utter wreck. A heap. And he deliberately, swerved in like Jed Clampett, from the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah. And just parked it wherever he wanted. Got out, ungainlily dressed, not dressed in a smart suit or anything like that. And then went sort of, prowling the corridors of the King's School Chester, telling everybody the revolution was about to happen. And when we had classes, he would always encourage us to drink a lot of beer at 16 and all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Because
fight the system.
Yeah, fight the system.
Yeah, when I went to FE college, we had I can't remember his name actually, but an economics lecturer was a Marxist. Right?
Oh, Marxist. So, I love them,
And so I basically decided the only way I could wind him up was to form the Young Conservative Society, which is what I then did. Yeah. And I wasn't really conservative at all in those days. But it's Oxford against Coventry City. Porky was already mingling with some of the fans a bit earlier. Graham Courtney's watching it for talkSPORT. Graham.
I met my wife at a rowing event.
Really?
Was she the Cox?
No, she wasn't. She was in an 8.
Oh, was she?
When I was at university, so...
That's incredible.
Oh, you were at university as well, were you?
I was, yeah.
Oh, were you? Yeah.
Well, at least one of us. Well, at least somebody else was apart from me, because Porky wasn't, you see.
Would that have been Durham, Graham?
It was.
Durham,
He was there as well.
Yeah. Sorry?
Was he there as well?
Who?
Adrian Durham.
No, you idiot. You're talking about Durham University, the Gray went to. Durham went to Britain's worst university, Hull.
Oh, that's right.
That's true, yeah. City of culture.
Oh, yes, I met her. I was the third year, she was a fresher. Familiar tale.
Oh, I see, yeah.
It's a family show, this, you know. We don't want any of that sort of nonsense.